My Sawyer Squeeze failed me. I swore I was never gonna let it happen again, so I went on a mission trying to figure out exactly what happened and to see how I can make it never happen again. In this video, I'm going over things you should do and things you should never do with a Sawyer Squeeze so that you don't run into the same situation I was in. I was out on a backpacking trip and I went to filter water. I was completely out of water and my Sawyer Squeeze was frozen. It was clogged up, didn't know what was going on with it, and it, just didn't work. So I hope these tips and tricks will help you to never run into the same situation. One thing that I found out that seems to be very common, not just with the Sawyer Squeeze, but with other filters as well, is that people are using house water. Basically, what happens with house water is it's got hard water in it, it's got minerals in it, it's got other things in it, and those things basically harden inside all the little elements, all the little things inside the filter, and they cause it to almost become solid, and the water just can't flow through that. So that is the very first thing to never do, is use house water from the tap. I don't know if filtering water from the tap will eliminate the things that are causing this basically solidifying of the inside of the elements in your water filter, but I haven't wanted to try it because I haven't wanted to experience it again. So what I do is use some form of distilled water. I just keep a jug of this around for whenever I need to clean my water filter, whenever I need to backflush it. I don't run any tap water through my water filter, even if I'm backflushing, if I'm cleaning, if I'm doing whatever with it. One thing you want to do with a Sawyer Squeeze is backflush regularly. When you're out on trail and you're filtering water, there might be little particulates or little pieces of sediment or something floating in the water, even if it looks clear, and you may not know, and it's building up in there. So you want to make sure that you're getting that stuff out of the filter, and then you will maintain that strong flow of water coming out of your filter. There are several ways to backflush your Sawyer Squeeze. One way is to use the syringe that is supplied when you buy a Sawyer Squeeze. I've started to just leave this thing at home because honestly, I find that it takes up more space than it's worth, and I have other methods of backflushing my Sawyer Squeeze. Another method to backflush your Sawyer Squeeze is to use one of these sport caps right here. These come on smart water bottles, and you can buy them just separately, these sport caps. And it's really nice. So I've got my Sawyer Squeeze here. I'm just gonna take off the cap. And basically what you wanna do is you would put this on a water bottle that it can thread onto. So, and then you've got this end here, and it conveniently fits right over this little nozzle on the inlet, or the out where the water comes out, the clean water comes out, and you want to, this just fits right on that, snaps on, and it holds it, and then you can just push water through and it will backflush. Those particulates and things will come out this end of the Sawyer Squeeze. I just got water all over my floor because I've used this thing a lot just recently. But anyways, so yeah, that's one way to use it, and that works pretty good. And if you already have one of these on your smart water bottle, then just seriously stick it on there and go for it. That's a really convenient way to backflush just really easily. Another way that I like to use is the coupling that I also use for my gravity filters. This thing just hooks right onto the dirty water, and you hang it there and it filters water, but it also will screw onto the smart water bottle, and you want to make sure that the water you're pushing through it is clean and has been filtered for sure. So keep that in mind. That's a super important tip. You don't want to use your dirty water container to push it back through. Otherwise, you're contaminating the whole filter, and it's pretty much worthless at that point. So then you would put the coupling on here, and then screw it onto your Sawyer Squeeze, and then again you can push water through that way. That will backflush the Sawyer Squeeze as well. And like I said, I like to use this. I do carry one of these smart caps on one of my smart water bottles, but I've had these break before, and then it's pointless. And then if it cracks or anything, it doesn't happen very often, but I'm already carrying this coupling with me, and so I know that I have this as well. So two different ways that I carry that you can use for back flushing your Sawyer Squeeze. The next thing you should always do is make sure to clean your Sawyer Squeeze when you get home from a trip. Now, if you're going to be heading out on another trip really quickly or just within a few days, then I don't know that it's always necessary to do a deep sanitizing clean of your Sawyer Squeeze. I like to do this personally just because I don't like the thought of stuff growing in there just because it's in a moist area and inside the Sawyer Squeeze. As you could see, water does stay in here even though I've had this thing out. I haven't taken this out for a few days and there's still water in there. So it does hang out in there and it could create, I don't know, mold or something in there. So I'd prefer not to do that. Now you can push all the water through like I was doing here and water was coming out of it and that helps. But if you are going to store it for a long time, I would suggest doing a deep clean and making sure that when you get out there again, it's just clean and you don't have anything to worry about, no junk in there and all of that. So let's go ahead and I'm going to show you what I do for this deep clean when I'm going to be not using my Sawyer Squeeze for a while, or if I've been using it for a while and I've been using it a lot and I feel like I just want to clean it, then I will do this as well. So let's jump into that. You're going to need a few items. You're going to need a bowl to put the water in. You will need a jug of distilled water again, just because that's what you're always going to use. And you'll need some bleach. The amount of bleach you put in there for drinking water, if you're going to purify drinking water, it needs to be pretty precise. You don't want too much bleach because it can be harmful to you. But if you're putting bleach in for cleaning something, it's not going to hurt if you have a little too much. You definitely don't want to overdo it. But if you aren't perfect about like the number of drops of bleach per, gallon or quart of water or whatever, it's not going to hurt anything. So I just say add a little bit of bleach and it will do its job in the already clean water because you're going to be pushing water through the Sawyer Squeeze. So I need to add a little bit of bleach. Just added maybe half a teaspoon or so into this, and I've probably got, I don't know, 2 quarts of water-ish. Now that I have the bleach water in this bowl right here, I'm going to back flush the Sawyer Squeeze. And then I'm gonna actually run water through both ways, but I wanna make sure to get any sediment, any junk out of there. And I also want to just get the bleach water flowing through all of the filter mechanism and everything that's in there. Now this is where I will use this syringe. That's why I keep this, because it does come in handy for this step. If you don't have a syringe, you can just put the bleach water in this in a smart water bottle or something like that, and then you can back flush it that way, the same way you would. But and I wouldn't use your clean water bottle when you drink out of for the bottom part to push water through it the other way. I would use whatever you use to put dirty water in. So I'm going to grab some water out of this bowl. And then here's where I am going to use the syringe to push water through. Then I'm just going to do that a few times. Just really give it a good backwashing. Some people say don't use a lot of force. Some people say make sure to use a lot of force. I don't know what is actually correct, but I've never had a problem just pushing it through at a reasonable pace. Just pushing this down like I'm doing right now. So that's probably a pretty good back flush now. And now I want to push some water through the other way. Just like to take out the O-ring and put it in the bleach water just to be able to get everything clean in here. There's like some junk that was under the O-ring, so I want to get that out of there, out of the threads here. Just everything that I can do to maintain this and keep it in top condition so it's working the next time that I need to get out there on trail and get in the backcountry, and I can feel pretty confident that I've got a working Sawyer Squeeze or water filter. Some of these techniques would probably work for other water filters as well, but this is about the Sawyer Squeeze because that's the water filter I use, and I just think it's important. A lot of people use it, and I've seen a lot of frustration about the Sawyer Squeeze getting clogged and not working, and they've run into similar situations that I ran into, and then yeah, it kind of ruins the trip. Yeah, I had to bail on that trip, and so that's just not fun. You're out there enjoying your time in the backcountry, and then you can't filter water. While I'm on that though, I will say right now that I've learned because of that to always take a backup water filter or water purifier or something. So I have a life straw that I've taken with me. This has been, you know, it's pretty lightweight. It does take up more space. So this is something that you could do. You could also do these iodine tablets, and then the other one that helps keep the, I think this is the one that takes the taste and the color out of the water, but you can just use the iodine ones if you don't care about the taste and color. But one thing that I've started to do is just these little aqua tabs right here. And these are super lightweight. You can see it's just like a piece of paper, basically. And yeah, they weigh next to nothing. There are 10 tablets in here, and you can just buy them in these sheets, and it's kind of nice. So that's what I use now. I take that with me as a backup. So anyways, back to this water filter, cleaning it. I'm gonna just go ahead and use this Smart Water bottle right here. So I am gonna get some water. I have a funnel right here. We're gonna get some water, some of this bleach water in here. I wanna make sure to not overfill it, make a big mess. And then I'm gonna screw this on here. I need to clean this Smart Water bottle anyway, because I reuse them. And so it's not gonna be that big of a deal if I use it on the dirty end, but you definitely, if this is your water bottle that you're using for clean water, you don't wanna do this. So yeah, now I'm just gonna filter some water through. Oh, it's leaking because I took out the O-ring in here, so that's fine. You definitely wanna make sure to put that back in or you're gonna have problems. All that dirty water is gonna come out and get into your clean water. So now what I want to do is just drop this in my water right here, and then I'm just going to let it sit there overnight. And in the morning, I will flush it with some clean, non-bleach water and just flush the filter out both ways, and then it's ready for long-term storage. You can try and shake some water out of it. You can try to push just air through it to try and get additional water out. Some people I've heard they will just store their Sawyer Squeeze in a container of water, which is a great idea because it just stays wet at that point, and you might be able to even put just a drop or two of bleach in there to prevent any algae or anything. I don't know that that would happen in like your house, but again, that water shouldn't be tap water. It should be a container of distilled water or some other filtered water. So that is the method that I use for cleaning the Sawyer Squeeze water filter, and it's definitely worked for me, and I've never had any issues with it since I've started to use this method. If you've had a similar experience with your Sawyer Squeeze, if you use a Sawyer Squeeze and it's failed, or if you have any tips for cleaning it or backflushing it or maintaining it, leave it in the comments. It would be great for everybody to be able to see those comments and learn from each other and be able to get some, additional tips. I hope you're all spending a lot of time out there in the backcountry and that you are just enjoying it. Most of all, I hope you're staying safe, and I will catch you on the next one.